Yep. Let's see, who is that there? I have to get my glasses on. I'm not old or anything. I just can't see. Can't
He's
see or
old.
hear. Who?
Leah, he's old. You're old.
Yeah, a little bit old.
A lot old.
Yeah, but I shaved my gray off at least.
Yeah, I don't think I can take you serious without
Yeah, I can't
goatee.
either.
something just... Hi, Jennifer. Did you just see that blink on and off?
No, but then, like I said, I can't see. I know I can't
I'm
read
gonna
nothing.
need you to grow your...
Yeah. I usually keep a full beard trimmed, but
Yeah, I can't.
I want to look like they card me in the dollar store for cigarettes, and they think I'm young. So, I mean,
Is
they
that
must.
true?
Yeah, they do card me in there, and I said, you know, you think I'm 18? She said younger.
Janine said, hey, Candy and James.
Hey,
Hey,
Janine.
Janine. Bobby Joe just came on.
Okay, hi, Bobby.
Elizabeth said hello.
I only know a handful, you know, because all those are from that your group there, the cutie thing.
Yeah, prison wife representing.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't watch the wear the one that says your husband's name on it. That would be a good thing, actually.
We're good. I'm good. I don't know about him.
I'm okay. I just ate, so.
He might be asleep halfway through because that's what old people do.
Yeah.
They eat and fall asleep.
Yeah. Since I'm up at
It's
2.
really windy. Like super duper windy here. Is it windy where you guys are at?
I got blown off my patio.
Yeah, we lost electric last night and we lost electric today. It was all bad.
But
Bobby said she's on the phone with Joe, but she'll be listening.
I guess that's an excuse, a good excuse.
Janine's in New Jersey. She said it just started there for her.
Oh.
So we're going to go over our upcoming events for Fair Treatment Reform and Reentry. I always say upcoming events, and it's not actually for the Voices of Reform. It's for the Fair Treatment Reform and Reentry organization.
And if you have events too, let us know.
Yes, and we will absolutely mention them.
And we do not charge like they do for commercials on.
Elizabeth said, I'm the one who talked to you about getting some newly released ex-offenders a day of pampering. That must have been you.
No, that wasn't me, because nobody pampered me, by the way. But they should have, though. That is a good idea, though.
So,
Maybe she.
what
did
do you
talk to me.
mean by pampering? A day of pampering?
I like that idea, though.
Yeah. Haircuts, and I don't know if the men would really want a mani-pedi. Did you want a mani-pedi when you got out?
No.
What kind of pampering would you like? Would you have liked when
Food.
you got out? Food?
Restaurants, yes.
It's not really pampering, but...
Well, that, just taking them someplace nice. I'm sure they have not been to a movie theater or even to stores.
Now the women, that's another story. You're talking hair, nails, pedicure, makeup.
And lots of money.
You know, false eyelashes.
Yeah.
All that. Teeth whitening.
I go to a dollar store and bought my wife their stuff there.
That's why you're single.
Yeah, I know. But
Good luck.
Yeah.
So we're going to go over our upcoming events. And if you guys have any events that are going on around where you are, let us know. We can always put out the word and let people know. So our next event will be our protest in Cleveland. That's April 26th, 11 a.m. at the Justice Center. And then Janine said you make her laugh every week.
oh,
then the next event after that is the protest in Columbus, May 17th, 11 a.m. at the State House, and that is countrywide, right?
Yeah, that's countrywide, and we're asking everybody that's listening if you could organize something in your state or work with someone to do the same at 11 o'clock on, what day is that, the 17th?
May 17th.
Okay, May 17th, at your local state house or a central location.
And we also would like to have people go live or take pictures so we can share. If you're in a different state, we're in Ohio, so if you're in a different state, so we can share the pictures or live videos of us protesting at the State House. And then our next event will be August 3rd, which is our big conference. This year it'll be Transforming Lives for Reentry, and our times and what we're going to be doing, speakers and that thing, that'll be coming up. Let me see what.
We're still working on that.
Yeah, we're still working on all that. My husband and I are the restored couple. We were both in prison 15 plus years ago. We got a lot of donations to do this. Barber, hair salons, gift cards.
She did talk to me.
Okay, because she didn't talk to me. New outfits, food, and lots more. And we do that. We take donations here for...
Right. We're working on personal hygiene. So far we came up with blanks on that, but we're working on it.
Yeah. As well as like transportation vouchers and clothing donations, things like that. We do have a couple places around here that help. I know there's Dress for Success.
Right.
That's for the women, right? Or do they do men?
They do women. We have Join also, where you could get bus passes when they have them. At this time, they also have a clothing section there. Then you have the free store on Whittier and Parsons that has some decent clothes, household items, and sometimes personal hygiene items.
And that's completely free?
Yes, that's completely
Nice.
free. Then we have the charitable pharmacy. You can get your prescriptions free on Livingston and whatever that is, but it's on Livingston. It's United Methodist Church. You just have to bring in proof that you receive either food stamps or public assistance.
And you said it, the
Charitable
free
pharmacy.
store?
Oh, the free store is on the corner of East Whittier and Parsons. United Methodist Church for All People.
Okay.
Or just Church for All People, as it's known. There's another one somewhere in Columbus. I think that's out west.
And then you said charitable...
Pharmacy. The only thing they will not prescribe is narcotics.
And that's on Livingston.
Right. It's right before you get turned on the bend there to go downtown.
Bobby Joe said she's back. So, any other announcements you have before we get started?
No, not that I can think of.
We did have our legislative day on Thursday. It went well. We got to talk to everybody. I think that we had appointments for. We got to talk to all of them. And now we're just trying to put together a format of a letter that we can get sent out.
Right, and we have a couple of meetings this week. We have Andrew Brenner Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to set up a couple more that day. Then we have a meeting with a networking lady on Thursday at 11 o'clock that wants to network with us.
Yep.
That's how you win, by working with others.
Yeah, networking, and definitely we encourage that also in this group for people to network with each other, because we are actually in Ohio, but I know we have a lot of members that are in different states, so definitely network together so we can all, because it's all really for the same reason, to help our loved ones. Joe said he will write a letter about what the parole board has done in all his hearings. Janine, they probably do have something, but you just have to look for it.
And if you email it to us, we can make copies and include it in, when we go and speak to them if you'd like.
Yeah. So today we are discussing education in the prison system. I only know about, obviously my husband and what he did and what he had to do to achieve his degrees and things. But with you being on the inside, was it hard to get education?
It was. If you had more than 5 years to the parole board or your release date, you couldn't take any education classes, no vocational or college. When I was in, they had the 4-year degree, then they took that out. And now they're talking about bringing it back in. But you have to pass the test to get in there. And some of the colleges, in my opinion, they make it a little bit easier for the inmates to pass, just like they did in some high schools. So,
hey Heather, so when you go in, because I know you were fairly young, you were 18,
yeah,
and I'm assuming did you already graduate from high school?
No, I graduated in juvie though.
Okay, so you got your high school. Did
Yeah.
you get your high school diploma or GED?
High school diploma.
Okay. So was that easy to do? Or you had to kind of push for it? Is it something that's...
I think it was harder than public schools are. They really made you study. When you're at home with your family, you can kind of avoid it without them knowing it. But, we had to study all day. We had no time for recreation. That's how I got fat.
So is it something like... Is it a requirement that they make you do, or you
GED
have to ask for it?
I think it's anybody under 25 has to go through their GED in the prison system.
Okay, well that's good.
And some of these older folks that's in their 40s and 50s want to go through it, but they have a little bit tougher time because of how long they've been out. They have what's called ABE first, which is basically elementary. Then you have to test out of all that and move up until you're at high school level.
Mm-hmm. And then what about the college courses?
It depends.
Are those hard?
Not really. I went to college on the street, but the colleges that was in there, you had Ashland University, you had Ohio University, the one from Dayton that handled the women's prisons, and I think a couple of the men's. No, the instructors loved teaching in the prison system, and I think they were a little bit more lenient on the grading than they would be if you're in a classroom setting at campus.
Well, that's good, I guess, that they were at least interested in teaching.
Yeah. Not too many people fail college unless if they didn't study anything. Then, of course, they're going to fail.
Now, if you get your GED, or if you get your GED, do you have to pay for that?
No.
Okay, so what about the college courses that they offer?
That's free. I'm not sure who pays for it. I'm pretty sure it's the taxpayers that probably pay for that. That's why they dropped it to a 2-year certificate program, then a 4-year college degree.
Okay.
And some people complained that their kids couldn't get the grants, but they were inside of the prisons.
But there's only certain classes you can take and only certain schools you can go to.
Yeah,
for it to be free.
You can. Some parents will pay for the kids, like through Ohio State or OU, and then they send you the workbook and stuff.
Okay.
You can do that, but you're talking about some classes $200 or $300 for them to study that way.
Yeah. Well, I know my husband took his law. He got his law degrees at Blackstone. He has a degree in legal assistant, paralegal, and also business and corporate law. He got those 2 degrees. But back in, this letter was dated September 15th of 2014, and my husband had actually written to senators to get outside funding to go to take classes that he wanted to take. Apparently it wasn't what they offered.
That Peggy Lehman?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it said, and so this was 5 years this year. it said, "Dear Mr. Hudson, thank you for reaching out to my office to share desire to further your education and to inform me of the difficulties you are experiencing as you pursue an associate's degree in science. I was surprised to hear that the cost per credit was $340. $340 for him to have one credit. I will be contacting the Board of Regents to determine whether a program with a lower price tag exists or whether there are any other options available. I also wanted to let you know that once you are enrolled, I will be happy to pay $200 directly to the program. Once I hear back from the Board of Regents, I will let you know. Thank you again for contacting me and good luck in your education." And that was a Peggy Lehner.
From Dayton.
Yeah, she was a state senator at the time.
Still is.
Is she? Okay. So, she actually helped with his college funding, which I thought that was really awesome, and that she actually looked into it. So that was something positive that came out of that. And then he has other certificates too that he's gotten through. He got his diploma, his high school diploma. He also went to the Stratford Career Institute. Is that one that they offer?
They didn't have it at the camps I was at.
Maybe this is the one he had to pay for. I don't know. But he got his physical therapy aide and his natural health consultant
Yeah, the physical
diplomas there.
fitness one, I think he had to pay for that.
Yeah. And then right now he is 20 credits away from graduating at Ohio State University in their arts program. So there is stuff out there for them to do if they have the drive to do it.
Oh,
I'm not supposed to have that.
that's all right.
So
Each institution has different vocationals and colleges, but if you look on their website, they have 12 or 13 listed, and they really only offer 2 or 3. It's just a way to deceive the public and make the public think they have more programs than they do. Mm-hmm. I know one of them has a barber school. One now they do truck driving school too, and you actually can get your license before you get released from prison.
I do know they offer HVAC classes that you can take, and I believe it's like $135 or something that you have to pay for those. Elizabeth said my husband got his GED and did vocational masonry while in there. So they do offer programs that they can take if you have the money to afford to get it, and then they also have programs that you don't have to pay for.
Yeah, the ones that the prisons offer, you don't have to pay for those, unless if they changed something recently.
Mm-hmm. Because I know here, if you're in the camps, that sometimes they will take you to get the classes, like to become an electrician or things like that, because I had a friend that did that, and he ran all the electric for the prison he was in FMC.
And the inmates actually will drive the bus. Like they go to the governor's mansion, and inmate will drive the bus, and they do that for the schooling too.
Mm-hmm. So you also need money to get continuing education in prison now. Well, not unless you take the programs that they offer, which is a few.
Yeah, only really
just
a few.
A few. But this is just one thing that goes to show he continued his education. Not only did he continue his education, but he paid for his own education with 4 degrees, and then also got his high school diploma and just other certificates that he's taken from colleges and things or institutes. And one of the things at the parole board that they said in his denial was his lack of education and programs completed.
And that kind of fits in with what Shirley Smith's been saying regarding the parole board, and we've been saying all along.
They didn't talk to him about any of his programs or his education. When we went in for his family meeting, they didn't ask me anything about his programs. And as you see, I have a binder full of what he's done. And they didn't ask for any of it. I asked her if they had anything in his file to show everything that he'd done, and she kind of opened it. She said no, and my husband has been down for 26 years, and she had a file that was like, you know, this.
In other words,
in 26 years, they had nothing in his file.
Right.
But
they wouldn't know about his education since they had the wrong file up there anyways.
That's true. But they didn't ask him about it. He even had tried to mention it, and they still didn't say anything. But when we got his denial letter, that was one of the things that they denied him for, was lack of programs and lack of education.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons why it's really important for us to get this bill or proposal introduced, so that they have to be accountable for those type of things. You know, he was accountable to do his education, and now the parole board needs to be accountable for acknowledging it.
And with all the money the state's wasting on paying the parole board and keeping these folks in, if they would start releasing them all, they could actually help them with their education, help them with housing, help them with so much when they get out, instead of wasting $30 million a year on keeping people locked up that should have been home years ago.
Right. And I think it cost $30,000 per inmate a year.
Right.
30,000 to 100 plus, depending on medical conditions
and
or
aging.
Yeah, aging, things like that. You know what they need, but.
Could you imagine how much that is over a 10-year period?
I mean, I'm not a math wizard, so $30,000 per inmate, and just think of how many inmates they have currently a year. And if they would just really look and pay attention to what these men and women are doing in there, and start releasing the people that should be released on parole instead of flopping them, because it's a huge moneymaker for them.
Yeah, I got yelled at by the parole board chair a couple years ago for using the word flop. He said, that's not the word. It's a continuance.
Continuance.
I said, what's the difference?
Prison slang.
Yeah, I know.
So what we know.
That's all I know.
No, it's not. And we're professional when we go and talk to them. I don't think, well, Terry might have used flop a couple times, but then they got used to it and they were like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah, I just went out there and said, hey, bro.
No, you didn't. So is there anything else, or does anybody have any questions for us on anything at all? Is there anything that you guys would like to have us talk about? Anything that you're interested in, a topic? Would anybody like to come on live with us sometime to discuss something? We haven't really had great success with the lives, but...
No, once I get a new webcam and stuff, well, actually, you can't do it from a desktop, I don't think. At least I haven't been able to figure that out.
To add someone, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
But we do have a little bit of time. Should we have answering questions for a few minutes?
We can. That's what I said.
You know,
if anybody has any questions.
I couldn't hear it.
He didn't wear his hearing aids.
No, I missed my appointment.
When you cut your facial hair off, it
the hair went into my ears.
He cut the hair out of his ears.
I do wear hearing aids, but they actually took mine in prison. Said it was contraband. I'm not joking.
What?
So I'm waiting for them to see the doctor there so they can order them again. That's what they said.
Okay.
Thank God they didn't say my teeth were contraband.
Oh my God.
That's not.
Janine said, "Turn up your hearing aid."
That's not as bad as I sneezing one day and there goes my teeth flying across the whole room. Not that I got false teeth. Well, I kind of gave it away, I guess.
Jennifer White said, "Laugh out loud. Yes, you can, but it looks weird."
Jennifer came all the way up from Dayton to our protest hitchhiking. She was dedicated. Oh, yeah, you picked her up at the corner.
Not at the corner. She wasn't on the corner.
Oh.
The places that help, vouchers and things that you mentioned earlier, can you repeat them again? I did write this down. The Free Store is on Parsons and Whittier. They have clothing and household items.
Household items, sometimes toys for kids, sometimes baby food, and personal hygiene. I would like to also add that on Saturday and Sunday they serve lunch, and Friday at 3 o'clock they have soup for the soul, and then they have all people produce across the street. You can go 5 days a week, anytime you want. Well, not anytime you want. While it's open, they will give you a little card, and the produce is free.
Oh, that's nice.
Including milk a lot of times.
So that is the Free Store on Parsons and Whittier. And then the Charitable Pharmacy is on Livingston, and that helps with your prescriptions, anything but narcotics. And where did you say who has free bus passes if they have them?
Join on Main Street. I don't know if
Join.
it's East Main. When you go up Whittier, Champion, you take a left on Main, so I'm not sure that's east or west.
And this is all in Columbus, Ohio.
Right. And a lot of states have similar programs. You had to contact the Job and Family Services, and I'm sure they could hook you up with them.
Janine, I can't stand him on a good day. Janine wants to know how I can stand you.
I can't
Trust
stand
me.
myself. Oh.
Oh my God. Trust me, when we were on the way home from the State House, he was this close to me opening the door and pushing him out.
And that would have been a big thump.
Yeah. So, and then is there any place else? And we do, and we also take donations for clothing and personal hygiene items. We take monetary donations. You can donate through our website.
I also put the sheet on there earlier. The fundraiser on Facebook, they could donate on there if they would like.
Or the fundraiser page. Or Fair Treatment Reform and Reentry.org. We are putting together a fundraiser right now, and we'll know more about that here soon.
Right.
We've got a few actually planned throughout the year.
Yeah, we're in a battle right now for a campaign, basically, you could say it, where we got to convince legislators and then possibly get on the ballot as a backup plan. And that's going to be very costly to win, but we believe we can.
Yes. I think our proposal was really strong, and there was a lot of good, what do I want to say, not points, but a lot of good, strong evidence to back up what we were asking.
Right. And we're getting some good feedback. If you have not received a copy, you could send us your email, and either myself or Candace can email you a copy.
Elizabeth Harris said, "We are currently looking for a person that is coming out fairly soon to sponsor a day for them." That's awesome. That's awesome that you do that.
I'm trying to think. I mean, there's a few people that I know that's pretty close, but I don't always know the day they're going to get out. I know the month usually.
Mm-hmm.
I love that idea, though, especially if you've been down 25 plus years coming out for something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be neat.
Mm-hmm. I know sometimes the TV stations. Well, I was a hairdresser for many years, and we used to do Channel 6, Channel 8 news anchors. We used to do their hair, but they did used to be every Monday they did like makeover, and you could always enter somebody in that or contact the TV station and see if they still have something like that where they do. It used to be Monday Makeovers is what it was called.
What I was thinking too, the barber school in Columbus, every year for Steve Fletcher, Matthew 2535 Ministries, they come out to their festival and cut hair for the homeless for free.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do something like that for a day in Columbus, you know, for those that are coming out of prison.
Mm-hmm. Or even something for like the children that have incarcerated parents, like back to school, something like that. Because I know in the my prison wife support group that I run, we have helped the children in there with backpacks and school supplies and things like that. We've done that. We've run contests for the kids and given them prizes. She said, Jennifer said she would have been up here Thursday, but the cops picked up my last minute ride as we left the driveway. My pockets filled the hood of the cruiser they gave up before my backpack. So she was unable to make it.
Right.
She was hemmed up.
At least you weren't a guest.
So does anybody else have any questions for us or suggestions? Yes, we loved helping out the kids. It was fun. It's always great to see a smile on a kid's face.
Another thing we could do possibly next year, for people to get involved, maybe do a toy donation for, like Amy Wicks did, the children of the incarcerated, and kind of take that over. There's a lot of families in Ohio that have kids that have their parents locked up.
Well, we would probably have to stick with like really the Columbus area and surrounding area.
Right, unless if we get
for right now, unless we get
people from the other areas.
Elizabeth said, I have barbers, hairstylists, nail artists, people wanting to offer financial consulting, life coaching, food, gift cards, clothing, gift cards, all waiting for a person to pamper. That's awesome.
Let's see if you're looking for one person this coming month in March. You could ask Drain if you know somebody coming out of Mansfield, and I could check too.
Yeah. That would be good if we could get somebody on. I need to write this down.
But I love that idea about you helping people and pampering them when they get out. I know you're limited, but maybe we could refer resources to you as well for that.
Yeah, send them away with a little package of hygiene.
I just got out yesterday. So. When I got out, they didn't really have anything, no assistance or anything. If I didn't have a family, I could have been homeless.
Yeah, that's so true.
So I don't take it for granted.
So true. Elizabeth said we are trying to do this quarterly.
So that'd be every 3 months, I think.
Well, I have some girls that are in my group that are hairstylists and stuff. I'm sure they could.
Is this only in Ohio? I think it is.
Oh, Janine wants to know when you were released.
January 24th, 2011 at 11:04 a.m.
Not that he was counting.
No, I was supposed to get out at 8 and my sister showed up at 11 and I was panicking because they told me I could go outside and stand. I thought I was going to get shot. So.
Why didn't one of your 3 fiancés come and pick you up that you loved all the same?
Because that was 20 years earlier.
Oh.
I did get a 4th one right after they broke up though. But that was my only one for at least 6 months.
So did you have a girlfriend when you were released?
I had somebody I was interested in, but then she got locked up. So,
You need to write a book.
yeah. But she
I'll
got
be your ghost
she got
writer.
picked up for trafficking, which I did not know she was involved in that stuff. I wouldn't have been interested in her if I knew that.
So what should we name your book? Okay, so let's decide what we're gonna name James' book. I'll be your ghostwriter. Elizabeth said, yes, Ohio. She said, I know that I felt like crap when I got out. No support. I want to pay our good fortune forward.
We could call my book Heaven Don't Want Me and Heaven Don't Want Me and Hell Don't Want Competition. That's what my roommate always says. Oh.
That's what?
My roommate uses that term on me.
Oh. Yeah.
I had a lot of friends that actually wrote books when they got out and they were successful.
My husband has a book out.
Yes, and
just
you need to
took it
promote it on here.
I had them all in my bag because people wanted to buy them on Legislative Day, and I completely forgot about it, and I just took them out.
How can they get a copy of it?
Just message me. Bobby Joe said, laugh out loud. Oh my God, James Cronenberger.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You even know how to spell my name.
Do you guys feel my pain? Do you feel what I have to deal with? He'll be asking for some ice cream here in a minute.
That and I need a cigarette too. Not that I'm supposed to be smoking.
Think of all the money you would save.
Yep. And heart attacks too.
Yeah. FYI, book title. Shake my head is what Elizabeth said.
Okay, and I would like to know why Stephanie Drew's not on. I know NASCAR's not that much more important.
Life with James and his crazy life. So that's what you can name it, Life with James.
You gonna write it for me too?
I said I'll be your ghostwriter.
Yeah, you gotta be the whole writer.
That's what a ghostwriter does.
Oh.
I ghostwrite for my husband. I didn't ghostwrite his book, but his second book.
Actually, his book, I was reading part of it at the hospital. His book is interesting.
He's an interesting guy. But his second one is I believe he's halfway through it, and it's going to be called The Words of a Juvenile Condemned.
That's powerful.
And I had some of it, like I took some of it and wrote it on. It's on my page. The Words of a Juvenile Condemned.
Oh, we didn't say what next week's show's gonna be.
That's because we haven't figured it out because it's March.
See, when I try to take charge, you can't win when you have a whole board full of women.
I think we were gonna do advocating. Yeah. March 3rd was advocating, but that's pretty much as far as we got. So next week, ladies, and if there's any gentlemen, you can send your book to, you can send Dwayne's book to your guys because I own, well,
I think that's
because
kinda,
I run my husband's company, and I can send it in my company name.
Is it registered if they check? Well, they're not going to probably check on it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
So that's how I send everybody their stuff, because I'm actually a distributor of the books. I have my own company and I have my own invoices, so I can send an invoice with a receipt for the book. So yes, you are able to send it to your loved one. To your man.
I know some inmates that might want to buy it then.
Yep. So does anybody else have any questions for us? Any suggestions? So next week we will be talking about advocating, how to advocate for your loved one, how to, or what you can advocate for, things of that sort. We, with our organization, we do a lot of advocating for the men and women, so we're pretty good at that.
You know what might be good for a show, is something you think about, is to go step by step on our proposal, and even other states may be interested in wanting to use it as well. Mm-hmm. At least those states that have a parole board. You might just have to change certain things in there to fit your state.
Yeah. So if somebody wanted to do their own proposal, how would they start?
By doing lots and lots of research and taking notes, sending surveys maybe to inmates to get some feedback on what they think should be in it. And it also depends what type of proposal it is. If it deals with a parole board, you want to do research on financial, how much the state would save if they would start paroling these people, what the parole ratio is.
So do you want to do that next Sunday then, and do advocating after that?
Yeah, we can because this is really a hot topic. And if your state has a parole board, leave a comment underneath this. And even if you don't have a parole board, there's other laws that need to be changed. We know that unfair conditions, unfair treatment is happening in every state. It's not just in Ohio. Mm-hmm. If you go to some of the southern states, it's 10 times worse than Ohio.
Mm-hmm. True.
In Oklahoma, they'll fry you before you make it to the prison. Number one in execution is called the Bible Belt. And
Oklahoma is?
Yeah.
Wow.
They will not stay in execution very often there.
Wow. That's sad.
Yep. At least we stopped it in Ohio temporarily, at least, and maybe permanently, hopefully.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the article on that. Okay, so next week we will be going over our proposal and anything surrounding it, right?
Right.
And then the week after that we'll be advocating, and we'll put out our list as soon as we figure out what we're doing.
Right, and you always could make recommendations to us what you would like to talk about. Did we talk about medical yet?
No.
No, 'cause somebody made a comment there a couple of weeks ago on medical.
I know somebody put in a comment in the group about why, if you're an ex-felon, do you get such a hard time trying to visit?
Yeah.
Or, why are you treated like...
That might be a good one to put down.
Yeah, which would be...
And I'm sure that happens in every state. Did you see that one lady? She stole like $100 worth of stuff and got life. That was in the state where the 3 strikes you're out.
Wow.
Another person stole a bottle of Coca-Cola and a pack of cigarettes, is doing life from California.
My daughter she was in jail one time for theft, and it was 23 cents. Remember she was telling us that?
Yeah.
It was 23 cents at Walmart. Like, I don't even know what you could get for 23 cents at Walmart, but...
I think they made that up. Maybe a gumball.
I don't even know if they have that. You can't even get a pack of gum for that.
Boy, when I was a kid, they were a nickel.
It's because you're old.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so I guess we're gonna end for now. And if you guys have any anything you want us to talk about, or you want to come on live and discuss anything with us, please send us a message and let us know, and we will definitely do that. And don't forget, April 26th, our protest in Cleveland at 11 a.m. in the Justice Center.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
In front of the Justice Center in Cleveland, 11 a.m.
I had to think. Why have I been telling people the 16th then? Oh, well, if you show up the 16th, we ain't going to be there.
Oh, my God.
Change it to the 26th. I think I did put the wrong date on a couple of my posts. But it was also with the event, so hopefully they opened it up and looked.
Oh, Lord. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you guys for all your support and helping to make this a success. And we will see you next Sunday.